Hi, I'm Kim Oslin from the Payroll Department. Welcome to the 24-25 school year. This presentation is intended for building head office professionals, their backups, and office pros who maintain leave logs for their departments. We will go over the following during this training: leave log forms and requirements, timesheet requirements, payroll due dates, and available payroll forms. First, let's start with the certificated and classified leave logs. Leave logs are used by the payroll department to verify absences entered in Frontline and the Skyward Time Off systems. It is also used to cross-reference substitute timesheets. The 24-25 leave log forms will be available in Google Docs for head office professionals very soon. You will receive an email as soon as they are available. And here are some of the requirements. Entries should be in date order. Enter letter code for the absence type. For example, S for sick, P for personal, B for bereavement, and CA for contract adjustments. You may also use things like O for an open position. Please do not use unpaid as a code. Payroll needs to know if the absence is sick or personal. We will follow up with anything that is unpaid. Document the total hours the employee was absent. Document the substitute name and hours worked. Include a detailed description for meetings and other leave types and account codes when known. Bereavement leave does require a relationship, so if you know that, if you can include that on the leave log, that would be helpful. Jury duty requires the court letter confirming dates of service to be sent to payroll. If you can remind the employee, that's also helpful. Print the logs in portrait format. Be sure the columns are wide enough for the names to print. You can delete and add lines as needed. And do not have the signature line on a separate page. The principal must sign this form. The leave log is the principal's acknowledgement and approval of the employee absences. And also, please notify Michelle in benefits or the human resource specialist immediately of anyone out greater than 5 days. Contract adjustments are also notated on the leave logs. Classified contract adjustments are used when a para or an OP substitutes in a different position, such as a para subbing for a teacher or an OP subbing for the head OP. In these cases, the subbing para or OP needs to show absent from their regular position, and then a substitute timesheet needs to show the subbing hours. Payroll will deduct the absent hours and enter the sub hours. This will correctly pay the classified employee the hours actually worked, the correct hourly rate for those hours worked, and use the correct account codes for the work performed. So here is an example of a certificated leave log. As you can see, for the meeting, we indicated here that it was for the career tech, and O was used for an athletic release. And here is an example of the classified leave log. As you can see on this last line, Mary Mark was subbing for Mr. Teacher. So we are going to deduct 6 hours from her pay, and then on the certificated leave log, we should see her in the substitute column. And we should have a substitute timesheet so we can pay her for those hours. Next, let's review timesheet requirements. Timesheets require the employee's full legal name. Please, no nicknames or last name only. and names should be clearly printed. Currently, we have a number of employees with very similar names, if not almost exact names. So it's important that we know who we're paying. Hours need to be reported in quarter-hour increments using the 0.25, 0.5, 0.75 for quarter-hour, half-hour, three-quarter-hour. Document each day and hours on a separate line. No date ranges or drop arrows. Include detailed descriptions and explanation of the work performed and account code. Principal and employee need to sign all extra hour timesheets, acknowledging the work was completed. If not a building cost, notate who is responsible for coding, for example, the SPED department, and payroll will follow up and get proper account codes. Substitute timesheets must also be signed by the employee and then by the head office pro or the principal. Head office pros have the authorization to sign substitute timesheets. The only exception would be for the OP's sub. Then the principal needs to sign for those. Only original timesheets with original signatures will be accepted. Auditors review timesheets for authenticity. Originals also lessen the possibility of duplicate payment. And here is an example of a certificated substitute timesheet. As you can see, all the days were marked as full day except for the Friday where we put in the actual hours worked of 5.5 hours. Payroll due dates. So the Business Service Department has sent you a very colorful calendar with lots of due dates, including accounts payable, P-cards, and payroll. In general, leave logs and timesheets are due in the payroll department 3 business days after the end of the month. And many of our forms are also available on the Lake Street Evans website. They can be found under Departments, Human Resources, H&R Payroll Forms, and then Payroll Forms. Out there you will find the certificated extra hour timesheet, the substitute teacher timesheet, the classified extra timesheet, the classified substitute timesheet, IRS Form W-4, and the classified request to carry over personal leave. You will also find the direct deposit authorization form. A note on this, payroll can only accept the original signed forms. No faxed or scanned copies are allowed. And here is your payroll benefit team. I'm Kim Osland, and I am the payroll specialist. I can handle your payroll questions. I handle classified timesheets, classified sub-timesheets, classified monthly leave processing, quarterly tax reporting, W-2s, and I'm back up to the employment verifications. Connie is our payroll technician, and she handles the certificated timesheets, substitute teacher timesheets, certificated monthly leave processing, food service leave logs and timesheets, time and effort reports, W-4 changes, direct deposit changes, and employment verifications. Michelle is our benefits specialist, and she handles sub-open enrollment, retirement, L&I claims, payroll deductions, including garnishments and dues, extended leave, including maternity, medical, and FMLA. So please reach out to us if you have any questions. And thank you so much for listening, and have a great year.